Hello. Today we are trying to do with 3 relays to have a reverse polarity. For what we are trying to do this, we have one Audi from a customer on our garage, and the customer wants to retrofit the lights to put some newer spec lights. The body control module doesn't know this kind of lights, what is for the long beam. The long beam on our case, on an old headlamp, the long beam, it was working like an electromagnetic coil, and the spring on the side. On the moment when you put the long beam, it was flipping on 180 degrees and the light is going like full beam on the same light. On the moment when you remove the light, the spring is bringing back the flap and this short beam. On our case, on these new lights, it's literally an actuator on the side of it. On the moment when you try to put long beam, it will lift it up, but it's nothing what is bringing down back. And on that case, we need to create a relay from relays to put permanently on, which it will keep it close in our case now. And after that, on the moment when you flash or you put long beam, it's coming on another light, which is flipping the polarity of the cables, and it will open up. On the moment when you release it, it will goes back. And we will try to make it this with 3 relays. Our relays in our case, what we are using dual gated, 2 of them, and 1 single gate. And we will try to wire them up and to see exactly how it will work, and if we can make it. Hopefully we can make it. Doesn't sound impossible, and I will explain why we need to use 3 and not 2 of them on the time when we will make them. What we are using today, I will show you under the microscope what relays we will use. It will be the single gated one, which we have the top one. Both of them, they are actuated in 12 volts DC, the gates, and they handle the dual gated one is 16 amps, 250 volts, 16 amps, yeah. And the top one, it is rated 8 amps, 250 volts, 10 amps, 250, 8 and 10, yeah. Let's have a look and let's see what we can do, and let's try to wire them up. We will power them on. We will have on the like you see on the screen, we have the power supply already set it up on 12 volts. We have the multimeter next to it. We will see and we will try to power them on, and we see what we can do. First of all, what I want to do, I will take some super glue and I want to glue them together to make it easy for the wiring and for all the process. Just tiny. We put the 2 gated, dual gated ones next to each other, because these ones we need to flip the power on them. And after that we will have the single one, which we will attach. I will change the camera for you to see better on the top one. Yeah, I attached the 2 dual gated ones, one next to each other, and the third one, it will goes like this. It will make easier for the connections for the feed for the coil to activate them, and after that we will do the wiring between them. Okay, they should stay nicely attached to each other. Doesn't look like wants to stick. My super glue doesn't feel like it's a super glue. Okay, till the point maybe when we start soldering it will get cured. Okay, let's pull some solder wire out. Power on the soldering station. Let's have some wire on the roll to cut some pieces. Yeah. I need a cable cutter, what we will use, and first we will start with the low bottom one. What is my thought is we will make positive on this corner and we go negative here and we bypass negative here. These two we will make them together, which there will be a positive here in the center. After that we will have a positive coming here, positive coming out and bypassing on one of these one's gates, where we'll see when we start powering on how they are working. These relays, left side, it's like this pin, it will be common with opposite side. Then they are together, two together, two together, two together. On the moment when it's close, they should be these two together. Let's measure them to make sure it is like that. I will move the multimeter. I put the probes, crocodile probes, to make it easy. Then we should have now continuity between these two. Yes. And we don't have continuity between these two. On the moment when we power on, we will put power 12 volts here. The switch inside internally, it will move from this two on this two. Then this one we will use in our case for output, because we will need to use on one side positive and in one side negative. And on the moment when they switch, on that moment the pin in the middle, it will become more positive or negative, and on the other side the same. But we need to be careful because the speed of the power, it will be a bit faster. That's why we need to use the third one to don't create like a short circuit on the moment when you feed really fast. On the second one doesn't have time to switch, and that's why we use this one to cut the power and to be from different relay coming the power here, to don't create a short circuit between them, for safety on the car, to don't blow fuses or to put too much consumption on the body control module. Yeah, and yeah, like I said, and now let's try to power on and to see if the beep is moving on the other side. We will put, and yes, it's working fine. And doesn't matter where you use the polarity, it will work anyway. The other side we can hear click, and this side it will click as well. This one should click as well. Yeah. And this one, it's a simple gate, each power here, and we can see on the screen the multimeter is going in 0, is closing the connection. Okay, now let's start wiring. We are using 180-degree solder wire. Let's make a bridge for the first, let's say, positive coming in, and we will use till here. This will be just a bridge to feed from the same positive going further. The actuator, in our case, because we don't have that electromagnetic, we have just an actuator, doesn't have huge consumption, it has just like 50 millivolts, which is really low consumption, that I'm not worried of bringing separate positive to feed here and here to take just like an small signal wire. But because it's really low consumption, the actuator, in our case, we can use the feed straight for the output. If you will have a higher consumption, then you will want here to bring a signal and here to put a proper wire, each will bring you the 10 amps example, how much the relay can do. 10 amps here, 10 amps it will be in output, and after that you will bypass on the other one, it will do similar, but here you will want a more powerful feed, not from the signal wire. We can do, if you are interested in that, for different process, example, to switch from two phases the same, to switch the polarity, we can do it. If you want to command a motor or DC motor or something which has more consumption for a router or for different stuff, like for gate, electric gate or something, we can look into it, and we can I can show you how to do it. Let's crack on. Then this positive here, we will need to bring, I will say, let's make positive in this corner internal. We said these two, they are together. We will not use the exterior ones. Exterior ones, let's say, we use them for in case if we need to attach something. Then output, we will use the middle one here, output, and output on this side. We will think like here it will be minus and here it will be plus. In that case we need to put a wire from here going here. Let's put the wire from here. Yeah. We go around. I will cut. And we will solder here. Solder in place. Try to keep everything tidy possible. After that, how it will goes. Let's make, we need to do, here we set this positive, then we have the positive, then negative, negative, and we use this negative to make them together like this. Let's bend a bit the pins to make it easy to solder. Okay, and there it will be Okay, let's cut the wire. Okay, put somehow, if we can, underneath, keep it tidy. And what we need to do to feed to the opposite side here, we said these two to make them positive as well, the second positive. I will explain in a second. Okay. Clean the tip, put fresh solder, and we go here down. Yep. Let's bend it away to don't melt it at the moment when we will solder these two. Let's going to take something to bend the pins easier. I have these small tools which they are like bend or like that on the other end, and we can use it to bend the pins. Okay, and this one we bring them together, something like that. Let's put some solder between them. Okay, they are soldered together. Still is going a wire there, which we need to use it, and it will make it a bit stronger. The solder point. We go positive. No. And here, because we done the positive one side, we will do positive on opposite side to make it clean. And I will say we go here and we go to the last one, top one, because we will want one positive to be in the continue, like in off position, and on the moment when we energize this relay to bypass the plus on the other side. Then we need one positive on the top side of the relay. We have on the bottom side continue by the small one, and when we want the two of them together, we want on the top side, which will flip. You will see on the moment when we will power on. Solder the wire. Yeah. Let's go between them on the end, top. If you see, yes, you can see. Yeah, that looks good to me. Okay. Push the wire a bit away from the soldering points. Next, prepare another wire. And now, because we have positive in the top side already and we have positive on the bottom side, now we need to do the negative, and negative we need to go exactly opposite to these two. Then we go one negative here, one negative here, from the negative on this side. And on that case we can go from this point and we will go up to this point, but we go in the middle. We said the exterior ones we are not using, they are common, like I will show you again that. And let's try to do the first negative. Let's go under this one. Yep. And we go on the bottom pin. Middle pins we are not using for absolutely nothing. That middle pins, they will be our outputs. Yeah, each is common and common on the other side. And inputs, we will have two of them. It will be one input here or here, because it's the wire, which is a bridge, but here it will be the input one, which will be the constant power on, which will keep our I don't know on the camera, keep our lens close. And on the moment when we switch to this one, because the positive is here, it will move automatically, it will disconnect. Then this one can stay non-stop on without any problem. But on our case, on the moment when we flip this, we energize these two, this from here is moving, the bridge from this is moving on this, and it will be useless. Then our one of the relays, it will become like this relay, it will become null. It will have zero voltage on bypassing, and on that case here it will bypass a minus, and because of that it will flip the power. Okay, let's cut the wire. Solder, and this will be our minus for this side, you see. And we will bring another minus from here, we said, to the top side. Yeah. Let's do it. And we go trying to keep everything away from the wires which they are next to be soldered. A bit more solder wire to create a nice connection. Perfect. Okay. Let's make it more tidy. Good. I think this is all what we need to do. Let's see how it will work. Then we said we will have negative on this side because we are coming with the negative and is already bridged. We will have positive on this side. Each the positive on this side, it will come continue from our small relay, single relay. Then on that case we are coming with the power supply set up on 12 volts, 1 amp, but I don't think it will consume more than 10-20 milliamps, all of these relays together. Negative, sorry, it will be here, input, negative, and positive. On our case, if we put here, oh sorry, multimeter, voltage mode, DC, okay, and now positive, and we should have the same voltage like on the power supply. You can see it's clearly like no consumption. And on the moment when we will move the positive from here, we should have minus, same value, minus 12 volts. Because we want, on the moment when I will switch the camera, on the moment when it is on this contact, I want to force the actuator to stay close. On the moment when you put flash or you put continue on, it will come another wire, which I will show you with, I will take the tweezer or piece of solder wire to understand better, yeah? And now if I'm coming with another extra force or another feed, and let me switch again the camera, I will take positive from the same place, but in my case on the car it will be from different, coming from different place. I will touch here, should become a negative. Now it's negative. Here is now like this is negative. It will open up my actuator, and I have long beam. On the moment when I remove the cable, it's 12 volts positive, each will bring it back down. Why is happening that? On the moment when this is energized, like it's now permanently continue energized, this wire is feeding to the center. On the moment when I'm feeding the positive here, this relay is commuting the minus, the positive from this side on the negative from the top coming down. And on the other side, it's exactly opposite. Positive, it will become active because it's from the center going up and it's becoming active. Why I can't use one single, just the two relays, is because I have two inputs and I can't create two inputs on two relays, and on that case I need to have one input separate, controlled. If it was one single input you can make it, but on that case you can switch the voltage, but on the moment when you disconnect the positive you will not have power on. That's why you need this relay, it will feed continue power for your actuator to stay close. I hope you like it. If you like it, subscribe and like it. Thank you very much. See you on the next one.